a little bit of background of myself. As you know, my name is Muhammad Rafie bin Sanusi. I'm currently not that young anymore because I'm already 43 years old. Been working for the past close to 17 years, working experience, and my working experience mainly in the oil and gas industry. I'm married with three kids, three growing kids. I would say everyone have their own characteristic, very demanding, and with a lovely, my lovely and beautiful wife, Miss Eliza binti Samad. She's as engineer. So I'm an accountant married to the engineers. So somehow they said I'm the one that very thrifty, managing the finance. So to some extent it's true, but I would say thanks to my wife who is in terms of the managing the finance, she is much more conservative than myself.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Call me Helwa, and I'm one of the licensed financial planner with Wealth Vantage Advisory. I got this license after passing the Islamic Financial Planner certification. Other than that, I'm also a chartered accountant by background. I have total of 13 years of experience in that field, and previously I attached to few corporations. My common practice, Rafie, to have department or corporate talk, livestock in any organization to show about finances related topics. So I had this department talk in a department near to Rafie's office. But at that time, Rafie was not able to attend, right, the session. But you heard about it, and then you already have interest lah. So for in terms of the topic, so you really you had contacted the focal person, the organizer, to get my contact letter on. He was purely stranger at that time. We don't know each other before. Okay, so from that we arranged for the first meeting. Yeah, it's until today.
I think, as I mentioned, we met in the office. Well, at that point of time, she was introduced by, I would say, used to be her colleague, to me. And I think my first impression that is this lady is the financial planner ke? Why so not so typical financial planner wearing the high heel with the LV Chanel bag, you see the typical financial planner that you will meet in the market is someone that carrying the LV bag with makeup and some of the trendy outfit lah. So that was my first impression. I said, "Oh, okay, now this is something different."
I'm humble.
Then. Yeah. So very like maci, borak. So I'm quite. I would say I'm quite stunned by that. But that connection basically. So it is connected at that point of time because I think. During that time, I'm looking for someone who can help me to answer couple of issue that I have in mind. Especially as I told you, I'm not that young anymore. Especially when it comes to the wealth distribution, wealth distribution, wealth allocation. So that really basically click us together, and that is where I think there's a lot of debate. We are not talking about the good thing about Helwa is I think because her background is from the account, from EY and then to Petronas. So we were discussing a lot of the technicality in terms of the selling part, in terms of resolving the asset distribution, asset allocation punya issue. we discuss about Farah 8, we discuss the option, we discuss why this one like this, why this one. So you know, it's very healthy discussion. I like it, you know. So we don't discuss in terms of the selling or make money. We discuss about the technicality first. What's the root cause of the issue? So that's I think what make different between Helwa and the rest.
The first thing first that we have to acknowledge, you make your effort to reach out. You know, like you came for somebody that can help you to explain certain things on that. The one that actually in already, because obviously Rafie, you did a lot of study or research by yourself. Okay, so when I first met you during our first meeting, you've been very specific, you know, that okay, I have done this, I know this information, I have asked few people, so you did your homework already. So your question was very precise. Frankly, at that time, I feel a little bit nervous because I know that okay, this can be a tough kind of client because your expectation was can be very high. But the good thing actually, come back to that, I think it's about at the end of the day, the discussion has been done in a very professional manner. You know, you just do you look for answer, what's best for your family. You love your family so much. I can see that from the very beginning. You look for answer before any problem happen. It's just that you want to make sure things are well the rest of your life, and not only this, in this world, and also in the hereafter. Am I right? I can sense that from the very beginning. So and coincidentally at that time, I just completed another one training. It was 21 days training. It's more on the soft skill, technical and soft skill. In today's term, we call it value-based training, where I learned about client, focusing on client interest, about need-based. This is the keyword lah. Need-based is the keyword until. So when you ask me that specific question, I know you are not looking for simply the product. Am I right? You was looking for, you know, advisory. It's actually already advisory kind of question, type of question back then in 2014. All right. But when we had that mutual respect, we feel that because you take accountability about your finances. So in terms of attitude, I know I have no issue. As far as high expectation is also good for me because that is how I can step up my learning curve. I can learn a lot. I learn a lot from your question, for example. So I really take that into consideration. I told you before, some people say, hello, are you sure you want to manage Petronas to the client, things like that, for example. So that can be different in this case when we see it from different angle. We need both parties, whether the licensed financial planner and client, have mutual understanding, respect each other, can have open discussion. We can agree to disagree, you know.
Agree to disagree.
Yes, it has to be healthy discussion. And I think that's what makes it until today. And not to forget to mention that your wife, Puan Eliza, also in this discussion all the time. So it make my life also easy when I have discussion talking about your family punya, financial goals, but involving both of you, the husband and wife, regardless whatever the situation at that time. So yes, because of that, I think that's why you have been like here today. You are among my very quality clients. All my clients are very quality.
Thank you.
Because we're not talking about whatever. Because if you realize, throughout our discussion, it's not about numbers only. We discuss a lot of things beyond numbers, right? Numbers.
Exactly.
To put things into perspective, just to put things that help us to make our decision. How about kids? Now you dah tend to like, what about during your kids' time? So we are actually evolving, you know, from very basic.
Yes.
Up to now, dah advance our question. Tapi tak apalah, you make me like more prepared to meet all sort of client out there.
We discussed that, okay, we are planning for ourselves, we are planning for the family, we are planning for the kids. But what happened to us, whether the kids can be able to survive without us, you know, whether they have that kind of orang kata apa, endurance and macam kita punya semangat ni to because kita start from nothing. We start from nothing, then we build it.
We go to work.
So dorang ni, so I think that part kita belum resolve lagi lah ya. We said just now, this financial Helwa in the particular, as a financial planner, she does a very good job. So she's basically, advice and putting the numbers into a perspective, and then putting the option to choose. And then after that, she's basically combined all those financial planning punya methodology into one, in terms of asset accumulation, grow the asset allocation, all those things. So, and the good thing is, about the financial planning, you have the access to various resources, various information, which you are not tied to only one source. For example, if I have a question with regards to the which investment that I should invest, which instrument that I should invest. So you come with you provide the feedback in numbers of option. I have this option A, B, C, D. So, and then the comparison of the information also from a different sources. So you know that you can have at least, I would say, informed decision when you want to do the investment. So that is one. Should I go to the property market? Yes, I can get that information. But maybe not up to the detail that which location to buy, but should I, at least I have the idea that property market is doing this way. Then if I want to, so we discuss about the RPGT, we discuss about if I want to sell this. So it's I would say a one-stop service center lah. I want to discuss about the cost
allocation. Asset allocation actually.
Exactly. Asset allocation. That I think. I tell you, I think we discussed this matter before we end up with an option almost 1 year, Helwa? 1 year?
Yes.
1 year.
It's always part of main important discussion every time.
Yes, asset allocation. I think Alhamdulillah, Tuhan panjangkan umur, kita dapat selesaikan those question and those kita punya yang kita nak capai lah, those objective. I think 1 year, can you imagine the objective? Can you imagine to resolve that asset allocation, it take 1 year? Of course I'm not the full time lah kan. So Helwa basically also have to juggle with a lot of things, but it takes 1 year. So kalau I buat seorang, I pun tak tahulah, maybe I just pick and choose. Okay lah, kawan ni kata, this one boleh ambil hibah je, but I didn't know what's hibah. You want this one, you have to do wasiat je. So actually there are so many things. Why is so difficult? You just do the faraid. Okay. So I think we discuss in terms of the asset allocation.
Okay, that one, the term is asset distribution.
Asset distribution. Asset
allocation is where you want to invest. What's the instrument? What's your option?
Yes. So I think that's really help lah. I think they I would say in summary, they have many resources. You have support from the system, and you will be able to make an informed decision towards your financial goal. I think that is the need of the financial consultant. So a credit to Helwa, a credit to your firm, and I would say kudos all the job that you have done, and thank you for the services that you have provided to me and to my family.
So sweet. Been like 6 years by now, and then of course we have gone through many chapters, Rafie. That were up and down. I would say not down lah, more difficult time, throughout the period. So let's say we talk about this during the situation whereby things are not as per earlier planned. I'm glad that it's a very blessed for Rafie, so that he decided to initiate this discussion when things are pretty good, not only when there's any problem, right? So when he come into the situation whereby it's quite difficult or it's not as per earlier plan, we come back to very basic thing. We look back at our assumption. We look at all the data, numbers, and those are facts that already been collected. We reassess the situation. Most important, why is it important? It's like, we will make informed decision and fast decision when we know the situation rather than assumption. That's number one. So with that, I can be like the third party that without bias, neutral, what I mean, to help him to actually, because at the end of the day, financial decision is client's decision. It's not financial planner to make decision on behalf of them. We have to understand this kind of rule. My function, our financial planner's job is actually to help client, to facilitate client, okay, knowing this, okay, look at this option. What's the other option? First thing first. So people will be less stressful if they know they have options. That's number one. Because if given no option, don't know what's the option, don't know what's the solution, that will be more stressful. So when it comes to this, it's like, okay, we look at it, okay, what are the options available? Then we talk about what the pro and cons, things like that. So what will be the best that suit client? Client will have the feeling himself. All right, Rafie will have that, okay, based on this is how I feel that. So it's always a two-way discussion. And with the information, when the financial information is well organized, the basic thing about doing financial planning is get your personal finances organized. You agree with me, right, Rafie? Everything put in place, where to keep it, what are the important documents, where you put it, soft copy, hard copy, things like that. It's very basic. The beginning was so basic. All right. So with that, we'll facilitate. And then we talk about, it's not only numbers, we talk about beyond numbers. When things are a bit, that make you think that you're more worried over the situation, the emotional part comes in. That what we do professionally is to help, to manage the situation or to tackle the situation better. Because when we talk about financial planning, it's always about plan for your unplanned care, things along the line. So that during the event, things are better managed, I would say. All right, less stressful to him and to his family. That is what most important. And when we talk about good times, of course, Rafie mentioned about investment. Investment is always a topic because that is about how we manage our finances. We want to make sure that we grab the opportunity to maximize the wealth, of course. And then when things are good, I think that's also the role of financial planner to encourage client. Rafie, you can spend, go and spend, and you have more because the rest of the thing has been well taken care of. And and he's also very good man that we also talk about. Even to give more to the society, or it's all his option. He can make his decision freely because he knows that all these important one that I want to achieve as far as financial goals is concerned are well taken care of.
My advice, basically, okay, first of all, the people, kalau kita tengok ni, they like to be attracted to this kind of orang kata mambo jumbo punya advertisement, so we always look at if you look at nowadays, is basically people do a lot of marketing, regardless of the medium of the marketing lah. It can be a digital marketing or a typical marketing. So the marketing by the firm is very, very crucial. But to the individual, I would say is we must have orang kata apa, attitude of in macam mana cakap? Okay, kalau kita tengok in Islam, dia ada satu orang kata konsep yang buatlah kerja, berusahalah kamu umpama kamu akan hidup 1000 tahun lagi, and beribadatlah kamu umpama kamu akan mati esok hari. So meaning to say that we have to plan for the future, we have to plan for the futures, we have to plan for the eventualities, we have to plan for the orang kata rainy days. So that's basically the basic of planning. But at the same, so meaning you have to put a lot of effort to make sure that you be a better person. but at the same time kita kena orang kata berserah dan meminta petunjuk daripada apa from Allah, you know. So this thing has to come together, and as a basic fundamental information for individual, you must know that you must keep something, distribute and allocate something to your reserve for a rainy days, because kita tak tahu what will happen to us in future. So that's basically a simple advice to everyone out there.
Okay. Yes, I think it's been mentioned that financial planning itself is actually still very new for us in Malaysia. Okay. And why? Because of looking at the number of licensed financial planner, it's only approx 1,000. Just imagine this 1,000 licensed financial planner to serve the whole Malaysian, I would say. So it's okay that if many of you out there feel very confused about what are financial planning services and what's the difference between licensed financial planner compared to against the other financial plan, not financial, the financial services representative. So it's like a bit confusing. It's okay about that. But what most important about this is actually it doesn't matter if you are still too young or you think you're no longer that young, because there's never too early or never too late about this. Because we have to make sure our finances are something that doesn't, will make our life, will give us a more stressful situation later on. And then again, why you want to do financial planning? It can be because of you want to settle your debt. It can be that, but it also can be that you want to live up your dreams. You want to enjoy your life better. That also needs financial planning, because I commonly help people who want to, like my client who want to have, the traveling fund, things like that. It's just for within this living. And of course, to the Muslims, they will add on what for the hereafter. So this is all the holistic view of having the financial planning services. And most important, it's about holistic view. It's about neutral, non-biased kind of thing. So for those people out there that already engage a financial planner, I would say congratulations. Yes, you are among the not so many people yet to date. And maybe you can play a part by, sharing more about your experience, honestly, genuinely from how you feel about this, so that we can indirectly play our part to help the society. It's not one side job. Just to rely on licensed financial planner is quite difficult looking at the numbers. But if everybody in the society play their part, we can turn to be having the society who are financially savvy, literate. Yeah. So that is what I hope so in future.